So as we said in our previous episode, the circus that is Pakistan cricket never stops giving. We've had another circus of an activity over the past few days. The chief selectors committee. I'm not sure what the official name of it was, but Wahab Riaz apparently had his buddies lined up as his consultants, which included, among others, Mr. Salman Butt, and given his rather clean history, I think it was a rather non-controversial choice, and I don't know why that choice has now been revised.
The alert, if ever there was one. But disclaimer, we should put a disclaimer below this. I mean, look, where do I start? I think if I take a moment just to understand Wahab Riaz for a second. Okay, let's ignore what Salman Butt did for 1 minute. Okay? Does he have a good cricketing brain? Yes. Was he very close to the domestic structure? Yes, he commentates for them. He's an analyst for that circuit. And let's be honest, had he not done what he had done, he would have been Pakistan's all-format captain. He showed a lot of promise leading a very inexperienced batting lineup in challenging tours of, well, the Australia Test in England, where we were technically the host, and then winning for the first time against them since '94. And then there was the England series, which was 2-1, and then the infamous test occurred. So I get that he may be a smart guy with a good cricketing brain. But like and I'm keen to know what you think about it, is ultimately he blew that away, right? And I think Abdul Rauf, who, for those who don't know, was just one of the many bowlers in that same circuit in 2010, who came on and said, "Oh, I should have done spot fixing then if that's what it took. If I was making an honest man's living." And here's, which I agree with, because yes, you can forgive. Yeah, I know Islam talks about religion and all this, and you can forgive and all this. Absolutely, no one has him in jail. He's free to do what he wants, but you don't forget, he should never be given a position of responsibility in the PCB or in anything related to sport, because it sets a bad precedent. You'll have others like Abdul Rauf not just saying it, but actually doing it, because clearly you don't have any rules.
Yeah, I think you need to set an example. Yeah, I mean he's got his YouTube channel thingy, and he's got some channels have hired him in a private capacity, and I think that's fine. They've done that. He can keep playing all these other unofficial leagues and get a good amount of dough from that. And I think that's more than enough. I mean, I don't really see why having a specific PwC, PwC why having a specific PCB position. Although PwC position might be something that probably might do him some benefit, but anyways, it doesn't make sense to hire him. And I mean, I'm just really, I don't even know how this process worked of hiring. It was just Wahab Riaz just nominating his buddies.
Wahab Riaz needs to just relax for a second. He's shown his immaturity now, right? He's trying to be one of those enforcers that brings, wholesale changes, and everyone looks at him as a real, the change maker. But you need to calm down, okay? Clearly, you didn't even consult with Mohammad Hafiz, who's your director of cricket. He's supposed to direct whatever that means, right? Because I think Hafiz threatened to resign, and that's why Salman Butt was taken off. I mean, I am dead sure that others didn't approve of this. It was just Wahab Riaz, and whether it's because he's good friends or whether he looked past the controversy and thought he had a good cricketing brain, I don't care. But in the same breath, he's put in Rao Iftikhar Anjum. For all about Rao Iftikhar Anjum, having it does not strike me as one of the things about him. I remember being like one of those, clueless guys who averaged 7 by the way, because he had 8 not outs with the bat. He actually did. But yeah, so look, I think it's just his friends.
Look, I think, they could have discussed Salman Butt, I guess, as a name, but publicly first appoint him. That should be done with consultation from everyone, right? Whether it's Hafiz or other officials at PCB, and then you make an official announcement. but it was officially announced, and then all of a sudden it's been withdrawn. It just makes it everything look like a bit of a farce. And it's entertainment for everybody else, but
But no,
it's not a good thing for Pakistan cricket. And having these press conferences every 2 3 days, they have a new press conference.
so, no, but haven't you also noticed that Salman Butt hasn't really shown remorse for what he's done
Yeah,
the same way? He sort of just says,
yeah,
"Huh, oh, it's happened.
mm,
Ho gaya.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
happened."
exactly. And a very
Like,
it's a
ask him
very typical,
sorry.
yeah, it's a very typical Pakistani uncle way where he kind of like counterattacks, right? And he's like, "Oh, what are people saying? Have you seen questioning credibility of people who are asking questions of him?" And rather than just eating the humble pie, like I messed up and I'm wrong and I'm sorry, and this he just hasn't had that approach,
Yeah.
which
I mean,
is
it's true to himself. He's like, "Oh, but
yeah,
I'm a terrible person. I don't regret what
yeah,
I did. I have for the 2 years that I did, and I've left a mark. And
yeah,
I'm terrible. I don't need anything. Goodbye, everybody." You know,
yeah,
that's him. You know, look, you saw what happened when
Ridic-
you brought Ahmed in, right?
yeah,
Clearly, that integration did not go well
yeah,
at. I just think you can't do it again, and
yeah,
not to the captain and to the ringmaster of what happened, right?
yeah,
It makes me suspect Wahab Riaz a little about, if you remember his jacket, right?
yeah,
Remembers this, but he was also taken into
yeah,
question. He had this
yeah,
weird image of him showing someone opening his jacket and showing someone
yeah,
only taking the other side, but it could only be money.
yeah.
He was cleared, but it just tells me that maybe he owes Salman Butt something. Let's talk about my favorite appointment, the great Kamran Akmal. I mean,
Of course.
no Babar can bring his jealous cousins back into the entire mix. I mean, Kamran Akmal, in my head, showed the most, you know, perverse of cricketing sense you could have. So either it's perverse cricketing sense,
Yeah,
2010 Sydney Test, where he refused to knock off the bails, or it was something more sinister, and you know what I'm referring to, right?
yeah,
Whatever it is, Kamran Akmal does not deserve to be there. Like, he has
no,
never been in a position of responsibility. I've never seen him to make any good observations in any of these TV show. He's always in the, I think the Badami show
yeah.
with Ahmed and all these, and he just makes these big sweeping statements, and he talks. I don't know what he talks about. He keeps talking actually about his own
Mm.
brother.
Yeah,
Your
exactly.
brother in the team, you know, like this shouldn't happen, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, it doesn't make any sense again. And look, I think again, what credibility does he have? I mean, is he going to like start selecting wicket keepers based on his own keeping skills, or like what consultants? What's his role going to be? Um, Again, I haven't seen any. Again, I don't know what his coaching prowess is. He's not or done any like official
yeah,
position in anywhere. So again, and this seems like a very look. This might be a very controversial statement to make. But Salman Butt, Wahab Riaz, Kamran, I think what you need in a selection committee is you need more regional diversity, and you have people from literally the same neighborhood in the same city. I think
what?
that it's you don't need because you need people players from all over the country, right? And I don't know how willing these people will be to go to other corners of the country for their for looking at talent,
And
rather than
player,
sitting on their armchairs
they need to play
and making
test
yeah
matches. Like, how many did Wahab Riaz play? How many did Kamran? I mean, come on. Like, you need at least one. I appreciate modern day players who
yeah
know the modern aspects of the game, but one of them should be an old senior statesman who has seen cricket
yeah
during tough days where Test cricket was at its finest. And the principal man. Who's the principal man?
yeah.
Like,
Wow.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's been a bit of a farce, but yeah, look. I mean, I don't know what. Obviously, they've probably had no say in the Australia series because the team was announced before the selection committee. But maybe I don't know. Maybe they'll have a say for the white ball or something. But it is going to be interesting to see how that actually pans out. I'm not too confident.
Yeah, I mean, I'm look, he's glad that Salman Butt was asked to go, right?
Hmm.
That's the positive development that
Yeah,
we're not that bad that we accept this,
true.
some sort of reaction.
Yeah,
But yeah, look, I think, look, in our next episode, we're going to obviously preview the much anticipated series in Australia. Never know what will happen because all past series have always had fluctuating results. Pakistan, they're probably the only time that Pakistan is most predictable, and that's in
Yeah.
Australia, and not for the good reasons. Okay, so I'm not expecting big things, but look, we're going to preview that and also just review the practice match and see what we can do differently this time. All
Yep.
right.
So that's it for the Circus as Pakistan Cricket. As Moin mentioned, we'll be back for more. But thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel, and thank you.
Thank you. Bye.